You should. I start with an apology every time you see me.
That's right. I am late.
Wow. I'm ready.
Christian is coming up.
Oh, this guy's not doing all right now. Is he please?
We'll make him better because he just recovered.
Are you anxious? It's okay. We'll take good care of you. I'll give you some Versed. Well, that made him more anxious. Oh, now he's getting hypotensive. We should do something about that. Oh, that's helped. See? My presence improved everything.
It hurts. It hurts.
It's good.
My presence improved everything. All right.
Today we're going to do a simulation on adult MH to code blue. We have Michael here. He's going to give us the simulation experience.
Sure.
So are we doing the same thing that we did in OR where we're intubating and everything? We're running that full
Oh,
course?
this is going to be the patch
This
round,
is
so no.
Oh.
After
Yeah.
procedure.
Oh, okay.
After
So
procedure.
I'm in recovery. So.
Okay. All right.
So again, the goal is to focus on team dynamics and teamwork rather than just I know you guys are clinical people, you do clinical stuff all the time, but when a critical event happens, the biggest part that really lead to a poor outcome is communication and not having that teamwork dynamic. So there's 4 domains to teamwork. We focus on leadership, communication, mutual support, and situational awareness. So when we talk about leadership, it's really your anesthesiologist who's running the show, who's coordinating the care for the patient, role assignment, things to that nature. So we want to see that in simulation, making sure that those are coordinated accordingly. When we talk about communication, really focus on 2 areas, which is closed loop communication in different orders you're getting. So if you're a nurse and you're getting medication order, you guys are pretty good at giving orders and closing the loop with that order. So epi is given, going through. But if orders are going bigger and bigger, and you're getting, hey, I need medication, I need code card, I need MH card, I need someone to call 911, I need someone to call MH hotline. When they're given out like that, then it's going to be hard for you to close that loop of communication. So we want you to practice doing that. It's going to be that way. When you have an MH crisis into a code blue situation, then you're going to have all those orders come to you, and then we want to make sure that we're closing the loop in communication. The other piece in communication we talk about is S bar or RS bar. What that means is you have, so if you're a primary nurse, you bring the patient here and you're trying to wake them up, and then things are not doing well, and then you see, for instance, their oxygen start to go down. So then you go out, you call for help. As you get help, people that are coming in needs to know what's going on, and they need to know what you need right away, right? So for this particular situation, if your SAT is going down, what would be your first question or ask would be, hey, I need someone to help me with oxygenating this patient, right? Making sure that we secure airway. So we want you to think that way when you give report to people that are coming in. So I need someone to intubate this patient because the saturation is going down, and then the patient was, then you can go with their situation, the background, and the assessment you have. So practicing those is something that we want to do in simulation. The other domain is mutual support. I got your back, you got my back. So if you're here trying to help the patient, then whether you're doing CPR or whether you're doing, defibrillating or giving medication, you need to work as a team and support one another. So for instance, you've been given an order to defibrillate, but your scope of practice may not allow you to do that. What would you do? You would say, hey, I don't do that. I'm not within, my scope of practice is not going to allow me to do that. But guess what? I can do the CPR for you while you take over that part. So those type of mutual support that needs to happen when things, when your leader may not know what you can do and cannot do sometimes. in a critical situation. So last but not least is situational awareness, being aware of what's going on around you. So if you're working on the patient and then things are not improving but going downhill, and then something happened to the vital sign, make sure you just say, hey, something happened to the vital sign. You don't have to know what happened. You know, if the patient rhythm change, just say rhythm change. That would give everyone attention to change the course of treatment, okay? So that's pretty much what I have as far as teamwork. Make sure you try to practice them. It sounds very simple, but it's really hard when you come together and do it in a critical event. As far as the mannequin goes, mannequin has a chest rise and fall. You can listen to lung and heart sound. I'm taking this off because sometimes it's hard to feel the pulse on the carotid pulse. So if you want to check a pulse, just feel the pulse. It has a carotid pulse and a femoral pulse. And if your physician, or leader asks, hey, I want to defibrillate this guy, this would be the pad you're going to be using. It's already connected to the mannequin. All you have to do is connect this piece into the defibrillator. It's the same connection as your regular pad. Any questions? All right, so let's get started. Emily will read you the scenario, and this is your monitor. It displays everything for you, along with temperature.
So when the cards come in, we are going to open it, but we're not actually going to be mixing the medication.
Just verbalize.
So, but verbally, you could verbalize it as you walk through. So today's scenario, this is Tom Jones. He is 25 years old. He's healthy, 75 kilograms with no known drug allergies. He arrived to PACU after a tonsillectomy under general anesthesia. He has no significant prior surgical or medical history. Patient was pre-medicated with 4 milligrams of midazolam. PO, vitals are 100/50, heart rate is 110. O2 saturation is 100% with a temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. The patient arrives in the stretcher, and Eric is going to be our receiving nurse, and this is on the bedside.
So I'm going to check my patient real quick. And is he already on the monitor? He's on the monitor?
Yes, he's on the monitor.
Do I have an airway?
It's just moving.
Okay, I have an airway in place. I have good vital signs. I'm watching on the monitor now. Let me see here. Good pulse. Yep. And can I cycle a blood pressure?
Yes.
Okay. I'm noticing my O2 sats are dropping. I'm going to go ahead and get a non-rebreather and put my patient on a non-rebreather. And he still has a good airway in place?
Yes.
Okay. He's still moving air?
Yes, he's still moving air.
All right, perfect. That's my repeated blood pressure?
Yep.
Okay. He's at 100% sats. Let me see here. End-tidal CO2 is going up a little bit. Does he still have good rise and fall of his chest?
Yes.
Okay. With this end-tidal CO2 going up a little bit, I'm going to make sure that he's getting oxygenated very well. I'm suspecting malignant hyperthermia. Increasing end-tidal CO2 is one of the indicators. Any kind of rigidity? Am I seeing any rigidity?
Once the rigidity start to happen.
All right, I'm going to have someone go get the dantrolene cart. Go get the cart. I'm going to also have somebody bring in. I'm going to have somebody bring the code card in. Do I have IV access?
You do.
IV access. I have an 18 gauge. Is it patent? Is my IV patent? IV's patent. All right, I'm going to start a 1,000 cc bag of normal saline infusing for the blood pressure. I'm going to go ahead and call anesthesia and get them in the room. All right. Anesthesia's here. Dr. Pollard, this gentleman here came out of surgery. Vital signs were relatively stable. The big thing here is he started to have a decrease in O2 saturation. I put him on non-rebreather.
Temperature 102.
102. He's also got a falling blood pressure. He does have some rigidity in his jaw.
Okay, have we gotten the MH card and the code card?
MH card is going. I'm going to have somebody go ahead and mix up my dantrolene.
Yeah, let's start cooling measures. Let's go ahead and get some cool IV fluids. Let's get some ice wraps around this patient. Let's go ahead and mix up the dantrolene in there. Let's go ahead and everybody grab a card, and you'll be assigned a specific role there. I need somebody to call the MH hotline. Okay. So Maria, I'll have you call the MH hotline. All right.
Is my IV fluid
Sabrina,
going
I'm
in?
gonna need you to go ahead and start with some ice packs around this patient. All right.
I'm
And
gonna
then who's mixing up my the dantrolene or is that it's renegade or whatever. So you need, there's a book that you have to look at in terms of weight.
was it 2.5 milligrams per kilogram, something like that?
Actually, it's not dantrolene
It's not
anymore.
dantrolene.
What's the weight of the patient?
How much?
What is the weight?
75 kilos.
All right, so open up the book. There should be a weight. Base.
75 kilo, we need 187.5 milligrams.
Okay,
Can
so
somebody-
go
We've
ahead
been
and,
mixing a 3.75
Can somebody get some calcium chloride or calcium
ahead and do
gluconate
that.
ready?
Okay.
let's
Maybe
get
some
bicarb.
insulin.
Let's get some bicarb.
You don't have to open that one.
Okay.
Verbalize that.
Okay, I got the sodium bicarb, calcium chloride ready for you.
Do I still have a
Okay.
palpable pulse?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and give some bicarb now while we're waiting for the is our dantrolene mixed up?
Okay.
Do you
Yes,
want?
it's
Do you want?
mixed up. Go ahead and give it.
Do you want 10 of regular
Bicarb.
insulin?
Nope, I don't want any
Yes,
insulin.
I'm ready.
We don't want
Right.
any insulin right now. Let's go ahead and give the bicarb.
I'm
Let's
ready
give-
for
let's
the
give
bicarb. Bicarb's given.
Are we giving the dantrolene?
Sabrina, you're the recorder.
Is dantrolene in? Yes or no?
We'll give it right now.
Dantroline's mixed.
Is it mixed?
Do we have to actually mix it?
Yes, we do. Is it mixed?
Okay.
Oh,
We
okay.
have to verbalize that we're mixing.
Are we actually opening the
No, you don't have to. You have to verbalize it.
Okay.
So mixed.
Okay, that's what I did.
It's mixed. It's mixed.
All right. So go ahead. Let's go ahead and push the dantrolene, please.
Here, it's mixed. I'll take it. I'll give it.
Sabrina,
Okay,
can you
it's
please
mixed.
push?
I can.
3.75.
Dantroline's given. Bicarb's been given.
Okay.
Do you want this?
Oh my God! Don't give me another batch.
No, you're the medication nurse.
Let's continue. Do we have cool IV fluids running? Cool IV fluids are running.
Yes,
Your
I
ice packs
changed them
are
out and I
going.
have a pack, a liter of ice cold normal
End-tidal
saline.
CO2
Already
is
did that.
improving. What's
Okay.
our temperature?
100.
100. Okay, so we're going in the right direction.
I'm gonna put in a continuous temperature probe rectally.
Let's go. Actually, what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to put a
Let's
Foley
put a
in.
Foley and
Foley
just have
in.
that. Yeah, I'll plug it in.
Let's go get a Foley in place, and then let's draw a set of labs, please.
Okay, I've got the set of labs. Chemistry's drawn. Sent to the lab. Someone's
Okay, we're
write it
getting
down.
hypotensive at this point. It looks like we're getting tachycardic.
We still have pulses.
We still have P
Okay.
waves here. Okay.
Can we get the monitor and so let's put the patient on the life pack
Your recorder. Are you recording?
so we can verbalize it?
Okay, now we're going to
Patient.
bicarb. We're going to need to start chest compressions.
Okay.
Let's hook up the code card, please.
Labs
Start chest
drawn.
compressions. Yeah, hook up the code card. Okay, compressions started at 12:26. This one,
So are we going off of this?
Am I actually recording?
I'm gonna get 2 inhalations with the embu bag. 1, 2.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start ventilating. Do I have to actually intubate this patient? No. Okay. So we're in the airway.
If you
Are we
guys
ready?
can bag it, that's fine.
Okay.
2
Are
bags.
we ready for shocking?
Everybody's clear.
Keep compressing. I'll let you know when to stop. Are you ready?
You ready?
We're gonna go to 200.
Okay.
Are you ready? Yes or no?
Charging to 200.
Continue to compress. Okay, wait. All clear. Everybody clear. Let's go ahead and shock.
Clear, everyone's clear?
Yep.
Shock delivered.
Okay, continue the chest compressions.
Is somebody recording my 2 minutes?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Let's go ahead and give epi.
Epi?
Yep. Let's give 1 milligram of epi, please.
You know.
Okay. Yep.
Epi given.
Do we have a time recorder?
Yes.
Okay.
We're 15
Yeah,
seconds
it's,
into the 2 minutes.
Oh,
It's only
27.
been a minute since we started CPR.
About a minute, Eric.
Can you go for 1 more minute? Are you okay?
Yeah.
2
Okay, hang on
inhalations.
1 second. Hold 1 second. I think we got a rhythm back here.
Are we feeling pulses with this rhythm change?
You can try
Do we have a pulse?
carotid. That's what's it?
Yep. Pulses have been palpated.
Okay. Looks
We
like
have
we
an
have some
organizer
ST
that will
elevations.
monitor.
Perfect.
We have a pulse with
Looks
that?
like we have a
Sure.
pulse pressure.
He said pulse. I felt a pulse.
Yeah. 911, what's going on? This is like a third time calling.
What? So you have ST elevations at this point, so let's get a 12 EKG, let's draw troponins,
Okay.
probably from that, call cardiology. But it looks like we're.
All right, someone give me a report. I'm
Perfect.
911.
So this gentleman here came out of surgery today. Oh gosh, if I can remember here, he had gotten Versed. Also came out of surgery. For me, when I received him, patient had an increasing end tidal, going from the 40s up to the 60s. Noticed some rigidity in the jaw. We suspected malignant hyperthermia. Started the protocol for that. Patient's gotten 2 liters of ice cold saline. We went ahead and mixed up. Oh, it's not actually. What's the other one called?
Rhinodix.
Gave him a bolus of that. Patient did go into VFib arrest. Patient was shocked at 200. Continuous CPR in progress. Baseline labs were sent. Cooling measures are in place. He got an ample bicarb. Did we give calcium? Oh, 1 of epi. No calcium, no insulin.
Defibrillate?
Yes, he got shocked 1 time. We had Ross.
Okay.
And we have an improving blood pressure, 102/52.
All right, we'll take him.
Good.
All right, guys, good job. All right,
Thank you, Pollard.
before you go, let's quickly debrief, and we talk about what went well first, and then we talk about opportunities. So, I'll start with our primary nurse, Eric. What went well for you?
I think it was good communication. I like the fact that not everybody was talking over each other. A lot of times in these situations, it's too many people talking. As soon as Dr. Pollard came in, everybody respected her position, and she kind of directed it, and I thought that was what made it go so smoothly.
It was very calm.
Yeah.
You?
I thought it was really calm. I think everybody sort of knew. I like that everyone kind of knew where they were going to go, and they knew the next steps. And that was really nice to sort of like have people like doing things before you even say it. And then I thought the closed loop communication was really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
think you guys did a really good job.
Just good.
For you? What went well?
Communication.
Good communication. All right.
I just want to. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a good communication. I thought there was a great teamwork as well. We supported each other. Just one person talking at a time, not
That was perfect.
Yeah, you know the leader was.
It's all mellow personalities, which made it work very well.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, you guys did pretty well, and the fact that you guys were talking out loud what you're thinking makes that transparent of thinking for everyone. So that was good. Everybody shared the same mental model, so that was good. Emily, do you have any suggestions, remarks?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I missed it or, but 911 image hotlines were not called. Right?
We did in the
No, we
beginning.
didn't.
I
established
heard
it and they
Missed
talked
it.
about it.
But clear leadership was there, and I thought you guys communicated very well as well.
Yeah, there was early recognition and continuously monitoring the patient throughout the change in rhythm, so that was good. Equipment came on time. You guys actually used the dosage sheet to determine the amount of Ryanetics you're supposed to give. Whole fluid came through initially, so that was good. What else? I mean, you guys did really. You had 2 leaders, but there was no confusion between what's going on. Your primary nurse Eric was almost like a leader, talking out loud, calling things, but it was just it was clear that there was no confusion between who was leading and who was supporting. So that was good. Any improvement that you think of?
I thought it was helpful the way that you could recommend something to Dr. Pollard, and she said, well, I'm not going to do that right now.
Right.
Or we're not going to do this. And I think that's very helpful too.
Right, that's true.
Because everybody's still, and sometimes somebody will throw something out and you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. You're right. Let's go ahead and do that.
I
So-
thought it was quite impressive that Eric recognized the increasing.
Well, but you know it's malignant
and knew that it was
hyperthermia.
malignant hypothermia immediately. Like, that's some really good clinical skills there.
Well, it's only because I had that lead in. If I didn't know that, it'd be a lot more
No. I'm
stretching. I'm just kidding. I can't see. Okay.
Yeah, good. Thank you. I have nothing to add.
Yeah, I
Nope.
like, I like the shout outs a lot. I think the shout outs, just every sort of code situation that I've been in, I really found the shout outs are the most helpful because you kind of get, you just get focused on what
Right.
you're doing. And then you don't think about a lot of the other things. So I love when shout outs happen because it pulls you out. You're like, yes, let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah,
So I thought the shout outs are great. Yeah.
Definitely.
So the cold fluids are, like we have some, go get the cold fluids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Central Court.
Yeah.
Yes,
And even if you don't, you can just get like a bucket and throw ice in it and just put your like IV fluids through that. Yeah. Yeah.
There should be a bag inside. If you get ice,
Drawer is ice, like bag.
Yeah.
So, you know what we don't have is a bucket. Where do we get bucket?
I figure it out. I don't know.
That might be something where we
But that's something that you should be.
We should probably just.
Earlier this morning, they had a bucket in the room, so they took that.
I mean,
Yeah.
temporarily, we could put this in the beginning, but, as it progresses, we probably have someone run and.
I have to get back to
They're
Twitter.
gonna get-
Sure,
Oh, we
thank
can
you.
just-
Alright, thank you,
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Great job.
And I like the way that he set the ground rules because I think a lot of times these
I think
things
so
get out of
too.
control,
Yeah.
and it's nice when someone gives you the parameters and says this is how we're going to function.
Yeah,
It makes it
I
easier.
do like that, yeah.
Is it like an ice?
Good job, guys.
So,
So it's always good when you have a very
Oh, right here.
group of people,
Right here.
not everyone just cluttered all over the place.
Yeah.
That makes it very hard.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
good.
This is the
That's
basis.
like that's a large sterile basin.
Wow.
It's regular.
Oh, it's a sense.
Have you ever had to fix that?
Not
All right.
We're good.
One time they guys here and they said
Oh,
it
yeah.
takes a long time.
But
Change
it's
it,
different.
like, yeah.
Alright.
so gosh, I'm so old. It's so
It
It's
is
a-
naturally, but it's a
It's the
different.
new, yeah.
Yeah, Dantrolene is the generic name. The brand is Ranadix.
That's it.
Or the brand is, oh, no, the brand is Dantrolene, the generic is Ranadix.
Okay.
I keep forgetting which one.
And they're just gonna give it until they stop.
Yeah, the mixing is pretty easy on this one.
This one is new.
It's just one vial per,
But it reconstitutes and stuff
Right,
like,
5
I remember
ml.
them saying, don't shake it takes time, like get it started
Right.
early, because it takes a while for it to reconstitute.
I think it's one vial per one, per 5 ml. So all you have to do is just put this here and then that's, this, whichever way. So you mix it with sterile water of 5 ml, and then it's a 250 milligram per vial.
I'm trying to figure out. In the egg rolls, we do this until the temperature starts to decrease. Okay.
Yeah, there's no. We do have 3 in each malignant hypothermia cart, but if you need more, I think you have to get it from pharmacy.
Okay.
So, but initially you have 3 vials.
What's the parameter for the decreasing the temperature? It's just a
There's,
decrease.
until it goes down.
Okay.
You can take. I've never seen any physician or anybody say no. You can only give 3 in 1 hour or something. I
Okay.
haven't heard anything. It's until it goes down. I've seen physicians give it right after the other until they see improvement. I've never seen anyone say you can't do that. So that's a good question.
Okay. So temperature continuous.
And then treat the labs when you collapse.
Yep.
And all that stuff, and airway
Yeah.
supportive
And
care.
the plan is that 911 gets here before you get it, all that results come back. You're not hospital setting.
Supportive, call early, right?
Yep.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh, I know. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
And we have We have 20 minutes. You wanna go sit somewhere?
Yeah, that's fine. 20 minutes go by before we.
Yeah. You gonna stay here?
Just gonna go grab some water.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Ready? Good thing you said something. I was about to lean over there and get it. They're checked into the wall. help locate this, please?
Ikaw ang doktor?
Call MH hotline.
Hey, hey. Kill him.
Thanks. They were out, but the doctor was having another.
Oh, really? Because I was in my car for just a while.
I know.
And it was still on, and I'm like,
Was it the
oh,
headlights or the light inside?
the light inside.
I think I actually marked on.
Oh,
I did shut off. Yeah, the battery was Thanks.
I have John and me. John. I'm like, I don't know, I think I should take it that we fall on it. It's too much. There's been times that our doors like wide open. If that were me, I would go over and close the door. I wouldn't just like, you know. I just wanted to
I think we are all good to go.
Okay, let's get started quickly.
Manual.
So, Michael, this is Dr. M. Dr. M,
Hi.
this is
How's it
Michael.
going?
He'll be our anesthesiologist, and this is
Alright.
our OR staff,
Okay,
PM.
you have a team?
Yeah, so this is our team.
Okay.
Huh? Oh, Emily's not here. Is Emily here today?
Yes.
Okay.
no.
Can we?
Did she really, sign?
But I thought we had the list there for whoever.
Emily said no.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
I can do this crowd.
Oh, well, let's, I was gonna, Melody, I'm gonna have you play the scrub, okay? For the simulation.
All right.
So, today's simulation, we're gonna do MH, adult MH to code blue. And we have Michael from the simulation team. And he's gonna set up a scenario for us a little bit.
Sure. All right. So hi everyone. So when we do our simulation, the goal is really to look at our team dynamic, how we function as a team, not really so much on the clinical part. So because you guys are clinicians, you know all the clinical aspects of the patient, but really when it comes to a critical situation when a patient is going downhill, over 65% of bad outcome is due to communication and team dynamics. So we focus on that. So and there's a science behind it, and there's an evidence-based practice called team steps, which you guys get as a training for your high reliability team training, because this is a high risk area. So anybody remember those team dynamic concepts? There are 4 domains to team steps. Anyone recall them? We usually go over it. All right, for the sake of time, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. So the first one is leadership. So leadership, when we talk about leadership, as Dr. Yim, okay? Dr. Yim will be your leader, and he would be the person making sure that the patient care for this guy is taken care of. So coordinating the care, making sure that roles are assigned, and all the different things that need to happen to the patient needs to happen by his direction. So leadership. Then we go into communication. When we talk about communication, we focus on 2 areas. One is closed loop communication, and the other one is S-bar or RS-bar. I'm going to tell you what those are. So when we talk about closed loop communication, really, if you're a nurse and you've been given an order to give medication, you guys are pretty good. Hey, give epi 1 milligram. You'll say, I'm giving epi 1 milligram. Pretty good at it. But when, for instance, with an MH or a code blue situation, your leaders start to give information out. Hey, I need someone to call 911. I need someone to bring the MH card. I need someone to bring code card. I need someone to defibrillate the patient. As those orders come out, it's going to be hard to give a closed loop communication on those tasks being completed. Okay, so if you've been given a task and you go bring that equipment, make sure you close that loop of communication, so your leader knows, oh, the code card is here now, I can use it. Or, oh, 911 is being called, then I don't have to think about it now. So make sure you have that closed loop communication, and it's not as easy as it sounds. So as you don't practice it, it's very hard to put it together when it's very chaotic. All right. The other piece is S bar or RS bar. When we say that, so for instance, is this an OR setting now? Okay. So if you're in the OR and something went really wrong with the patient, now you're calling for help. PACU team are coming, right? When they come in, they need to know what's going on with the patient, but they need to know an information that can get them involved right away, right? So if a patient it needs to be defibrillator or cardiovert or something, that should be your request. You should say, this patient needs to be cardioverted. I need the defibrillator now. And then this is the situation. We've been doing procedure with this patient, blah, blah, blah. So make sure you have that organized communication so your support team come in, they know exactly what to give you right away. All right? All right, so cover communication. Next portion is mutual support. Mutual support is I got your back, you got my back. Okay? So if you're doing CPR and the bed is too high, what do? You lower the bed or you give them a stool, right? Okay, so those type of mutual support needs to happen as they emerge. So we want you to practice those. Last but not least is situational awareness, situational monitoring. What it is you would be in a situation where things are going chaotic and you happen to notice something change to the monitor, to the vital sign, to the rhythm. We want you to say something happened to the monitor, even though you don't know anything about that rhythm change. Okay, if the rhythm change from sinus to VTAC to VFib, we don't want you to know what that is. What I want you to verbalize is, hey, something happened to the monitor. That would give your physician, oh, if they were doing, for instance, if it went from a Brady, rhythm to a VFib, they need to change course of treatment, right? So they need to know, if you've noticed it, they need that information right away. And we want you to be aware of what's going on to give that type of information. All right, any questions? All right, I'm gonna go over the mannequin quickly. You can intubate this guy. It has a carotid pulse, so once we get started, we just want you to feel the pulse. And then once we're in the scenario, if you ask for a pulse or, does the patient has a pulse, I'm not gonna give you that information because you can feel the pulse or go for it. Chest rise and fall, you can listen to heart and lung sound. Vital sign will display on that monitor. So when we talk about the patient is in the monitor, that's your monitor. Gives you everything, gives you temperature, entitled CO2, and then we're running blood, we're giving you airline, so it's continuously running the blood pressure for you. If the patient needs to be cardiovert or shocked, this is your pad. Okay? Once you bring the code card, we don't want you to use the pad on the code card. This is your pad. All you have to do is take off the test load from the defibrillator and connect it here. All you see in there will translate into the defibrillator. Okay? Again, this is your pad, so make sure you connect them. Another piece of information, no pretending. Okay? If you have to go get the image card, go get the image card. If you have to go get the code card, go get the code card. Cold fluids, go get them. Part of this process or exercise is to know where things are and to actually, make sure that you understand where they are and how long it took you, and is there any barriers for you to bring them in a timely fashion. Any questions?
What about access, like IV?
It has IV access, but we don't want you to run it.
Okay.
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 So when we talk about, hey, I want IV started, I want you to put, running. Yeah. So then you can just verbalize and put them on hang them and say running.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is very condensed time, so we can't really practice those. But it would have been nice if we have that time to do all those. All right. So Emily will read the scenario for you, and we can get started. So since this is an OR setting, I'm assuming that they're going to start with a timeout, right? Okay.
So we're gonna pretend this is the OR. I don't have a bear hookup, but it is hooked up to the warmer. The scenario is, this is Tom Jones. He
And
is 25 years old.
if they're not in the scenario, are they going to the overflow?
So besides, well, they're gonna be pumping, so yeah.
Because we have a lot of people here. Though.
Yeah, so we do have an overflow in the conference room. We could have about 5 people go there and watch it from there as well. So we have Tom Jones, he's 25 years old, no allergies to any medication. He's a healthy man here for tonsillectomy with general anesthesia. Patient has no significant prior surgical or medical history. Patient was pre-medicated with 4 milligrams of midazolam PO. Vitals are 100/50. Heart rate is 100. O2 stat is 100% with the temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. The patient is in the OR, and the scenario is going to start with timeout, and we have Dr. Ricardo, Dr. Im, John, and Melody.
Okay, so we're gonna do a timeout now.
Yeah.
So we'll confirm the name, the date of birth. MRN. Okay. Confirm that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to induce.
Oh, I think you have to say that full time.
So I guess
Oh,
you
sorry.
start with the timeout.
Okay. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys go through the timeout. Do you have your
Okay,
surgical
so-
timeout?
I'm searching on the
Okay, I'm Dr. Michael Yim, anesthesiologist. There's a TNA, so you guys don't want antibiotics, correct?
Yes.
And I'm planning on a general. He'll be intubated, and we confirmed the patient identification already.
This is I'm Dr. Ricardo. We're doing a tonsillectomy. I did the interval part of the HNP, and no antibiotics. We get the sequentials working, and that's about it. We're gonna send the specimens together. All right.
Alright, and the name is John, circulating. Anesthesia and consent match assigned by patient. No markings needed. STDs on bilateral legs. Virus is high. HEP up to date.
Alright, I'm Melody, I'm scrubbing, I agree, we're doing TNA, sharps and safety established, no sterility issues, we're ready to go.
Can we just speak up a little bit louder so we can all hear?
Thank you. Can hear from the satellite.
Do we have a laryngoscope blade?
I just.
Or I guess I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
intubation.
Okay, so I'm gonna get started now. So I'm going to fractionate and induce anesthesia. Okay, so yeah, we can bring this up. Okay, I gave the propofol.
You guys can move it that way if you would like to connect it. Just to make it more realistic.
Let me actually turn this on.
Nah.
Okay, so I'm gonna fractionate with some 100% oxygen here. Take some deep breaths there. Okay, I'm going to induce general anesthesia and give some fentanyl and propofol and start some calling. Great. I'm going to ventilate the patient. Bag mask. Okay. Without a laryngoscope, I don't know exactly where I'm going, just so you know, but okay. So, patient is intubated. Good. Okay, then listen. Okay. Make your breath sounds. Okay. So I'm going to turn the gas on. Okay. Then, oh, screen turned turned off. Okay. So then I'm gonna hand over to you.
Alright. Vitals good?
Looks like he's getting a little tachycardic. I'm gonna go a little deeper on the gas. I'm gonna give a little more propofol. Okay. Temperature is still 35. Still a little more tachycardic now. You want to call for help? Yeah. I think we're okay for now. Okay. Okay, so we're stable as it is at the moment. So I think I can hand over to you, doctor. And
We got the tube one.
on the bottom. The tape.
That's okay.
Okay, so it's taped. Then our IV is connected. Okay. So
Proceed?
yeah, proceed.
Alright, gown, gloves, and everything. We gotta be putting use the mayo.
Okay, wait, our blood pressure went down a little bit. Okay, hold on, okay, sorry. Alright, our blood pressure is low. And our temperature spiked up really quickly.
Yep.
So I'm concerned that, and our end-tidal CO2 is up. Okay, I think we may possibly have MH. So why don't we call for an MH cart and a code cart, and let's get some extra hands on that as well. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to try some pressors. So somebody, I guess, is it in the code cart? We'll need some medications like epi and
can you press the button over there? Well, can you come to the mark code? Your possible MH.
I'll get that minute. Okay, I'm gonna get them.
Get the image card, please. Image card.
Okay, let's make sure we have a pulse here.
We need help here.
I feel like really weak.
Are we coming in?
Can you grab
Yes.
the pulse?
They said,
Can you grab
Okay.
where's up? Pulse saline.
Yeah. Saline, ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get ready.
Okay, so do we have the like naturally?
Naturally.
So somebody can be in charge of the medications, and then somebody can be in charge with connecting the defibrillator in case we have to.
You're in charge of medications.
So I'm gonna call the MH
Okay.
number.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so she will do the defibrillator, Kimmy will do the medications, and then somebody,
Can you call
I'm on
anesthesia
MH
charge
and then
for some help?
somebody should start recording if we, start.
Calling anesthesia charge.
Yeah, recorder somebody, Lydia.
Someone please record.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's gonna be the anesthesia charge? Who's gonna help Doctor? Louis, help Doctor. You're gonna be the anesthesia charge here. You're gonna help
I
Doctor.
feel really, very cold.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
What's happening?
Okay. Hi. Okay, so this 25-year-old healthy guy, no allergies. He was doing an anesthetic for a TNA, unnatural intubation, and shortly after intubated and gas turned on, he became hypertensive and his temperature is now 38.9. I'm suspecting malignant hyperthermia, so we have the MH cart and the code cart ready. We attached the defibrillator. And then we're going to, are you guys able to find the Dantrolene, the Randodex, or whatever we have? So if you guys can mix the give the medication according to the instructions, yeah.
Okay.
We can start giving that. We're
Can
giving
you
the cold
get-
saline.
So are we gonna open this and mix it?
No.
No.
You can verbalize.
Okay. Verbalize a little
Okay, I
bit.
still have a pulse, so we're okay. And then, let's give the Dantrolene as soon as possible.
Okay.
Yep.
Pulling out Dantrolene.
Okay.
How much Dantrolene?
So, top of my head.
I'm gonna put Foley,
How many
okay?
kilos is it again?
75.
75? I believe it was.
So 3
I think it was
constituted
two.
with,
Did you put the Dantrolene in?
10.3 ml per
I don't know off the top of my head. Do we have the cheat sheet with us?
Yes.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, okay.
How much milligram per kilogram?
No, we don't feel it. I thought it-
We're not actually gonna use it.
So we're going to give
It's like ready.
2.5 milligrams per kilogram.
Okay, so
2.5
he's
milligram per
75, so 2.5, that's
150.
75 is what, 150 plus?
Plus 150.
230, yeah. Yeah, so like around 200, like 210.
Procedure.
Okay, so we have an IV here, so we mix the Dantrolene and let's do this as soon as possible.
Administer Dantrolene. Keep administering hyperventilate if possible. Arterial line,
And then-
labs, bicarbonate given at 6 minutes.
Did you give the Dantrolene? Not yet. How much?
200 milligrams.
Yeah, 200 milligrams,
Okay, so I'm opening it.
yeah, and then,
Substituting it.
Don't open it, just
and then
verbalize
just
it.
Giving it.
And you're giving it now.
Okay.
okay, and I'm gonna hyperventilate the patient because CO2 is 67, so I'll do that. And then,
Do you want any?
actually, do you have the stuff, what else, what
Okay,
else are we
so-
missing here?
Called MH line, call for help, stop procedure, get image cards, okay, open, okay.
So somebody can call the MH line while
I already
we're-
did that.
You did
I
that,
already
okay, okay.
Yeah, arterial line, labs, bicarbonate, hyperkalemia if needed, treat that, dysrhythmia, no. Pulley catheter in place, you can monitor urine output or
Yeah.
give fluids.
Yep.
And then, are we gonna give there's regular insulin, glucose,
Well,
calcium
we
gluconate,
have an arterial line, so we'll draw
Sure.
some blood and.
We'll draw some lab.
Yeah, let me draw
dexamethasone,
some blood.
hydrocortisone,
Can I get some
bicarbonate.
What?
some lab tube?
Okay, so we have the Foley in, right?
Foley?
Somebody,
Yeah.
Somebody put the Foley in, okay, good, we're gonna draw the
Gastric
blood
lavage.
samples from the arterial line. And then we gave our 200 milligrams of Dantrolene.
Yeah,
Okay.
given.
Okay, so I believe it was every 5.
Every 5 minutes.
Yeah, so we'll time another 5 minutes and then we'll give another dose.
Can I put a tube down?
Yeah, we can,
Alright, drawing some lab.
Did you want bicarb or insulin?
yeah, we can, well, insulin, I'll hold off for those.
Is there someone who can run the lab? The
Do like a step lab, yeah. We could give the bicarb, we could give ample bicarb. So we're just gonna.
runner to the lab, please.
Thank you. EDC here. Sodium bicarb.
Okay, good. That's what we want, yeah, good, thanks,
1 to
yeah.
2 milliliters per
So
kg.
yeah, our target is
35
40.
kg.
Our blood
Okay,
pressure
so
is
this one that we
stable.
call 50 MEQ. How much bicarb?
So rhythm.
Okay. Okay, so let's feel for a pulse. Do you have a pulse? I don't feel anything. Do you feel anything? Okay, so we're gonna start CPR. So
Okay.
chest compressions. We'll have 2 people rotate.
Yeah,
You can
step
start.
up, please.
Okay, start chest compression. Somebody start recording, please.
How much bicarb now? How much bicarb?
1 amp.
1 amp, okay.
Step up, please.
Okay.
getting it right 1 amp.
Let's get a step
Giving
for
1
amp.
amp of bicarb.
1 amp. Yep.
Okay, giving now.
Okay. Okay, and then let's draw some epi. Let's have 1 milligram ready. Okay, and then
Epi. Epi here.
okay.
The rhythm.
Epi is there.
Okay.
Need to finish the 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yes, need to finish it before you ask for written.
Okay.
You
I'm
rotate with him
Okay.
after like 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'm stepping out.
Okay. So okay. Let's do rhythm. Okay, wait. Rhythm check, pulse check. I still have a pulse. Why don't we do charge for a shock? But yeah, continue. But let's charge, and then once we're ready, we'll. So we'll do like 360.
150. Turn. So 150.
50?
He said 360.
Well, there's not possible. So 1.
Go to 150.
150.
150 first?
Uh, think it was 360, right, for CPR?
You can do that with this monitor.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's only up to 200.
Whatever it goes up to.
You want to charge 150?
Yeah, whatever, the highest it goes up to.
200 is the highest.
200, yeah.
200?
Yeah.
Charge.
This is defib, right? Defibrillation. We're not cardioverting, we're
No,
defibrillating.
Charge.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Installed.
Okay, everyone clear, stop.
Clear, clear,
Clear?
me, clear.
Shock.
Clear.
Okay. Okay, continue CPR. Okay.
Do you want another dose of the dental?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
Okay.
please.
I'm
And then,
still have like a minute. Yeah.
and then we can give
Another 2.
1 milligram of epi. Somebody please record, the epi should go every 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. Did you give the epi already? Not yet. Okay, give the epi first. Are we
Yeah, so
clearing
we have
this?
an
No.
yeah, let's put another large.
Just say FP.
One. So epi's given. Epi given.
Okay, I can put an IV in.
Yeah, okay, so,
Alright.
thank you.
Here you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Another 1331. Yeah.
Okay, we're getting pulse ox again. We have a blood pressure. Okay. Looks like we brought him back. Has it been 2 minutes?
Since we started. Yes. Okay.
Rhythm's changing.
I can't really feel a pulse. So it's-
Oh, okay.
Okay, giving
There's a
the
pulse.
second
There's a pulse.
dentulin now.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
Give me a second.
Yeah,
Giving the second
dentulin,
dentulin now.
Yep.
Taking 31.
All right, 911 is here. I'm 911. What's going on?
Okay, so
911.
This is.
No.
This is.
okay,
No,
so-
I said 911 is here.
Yeah, so this is a 25-year-old healthy, well, young healthy male with no known drug allergies who came here for a elective TNA. Shortly after he was induced and intubated, we noticed that he became progressively tachycardic and pretty immediately hyperthermic as well as hypercardic. So we treated him as if this was an MH reaction. And briefly we also lost pulses as well. So we've been giving him now our second dose of dantrolene is in. We coded him for about a little less than 5 minutes, and we achieved ROSC. We gave him a dose of epi, and we shocked him once. Looks like now he. Okay, now it looks like he. It almost looks like he has a STEMI, so we probably have to go to a cath lab as soon as possible.
All right, good job, guys. You did it. All right, so before we end, let's debrief and let's talk about what went well, and we talk about opportunities at the end. So I'm gonna ask people at the bedside to go around and tell us what went well, and you can just say one thing that went well. So start with Drew from here, and I'm gonna go around. All right, so what went well for you?
He was able to understand and initiate the process quickly. The second that his heart rate started, or the blood pressure went down and the temperature went up, he was able to identify it.
Right. So early recognition of what's going on. All right. All right. So we're going around this way. So I don't know your name.
I feel like the team was ready to they were on hand for orders. They were ready to help to grab whatever needed. Very responsive.
Yeah. Definitely.
Response was very quick, even for all the crash card and the MH card and all the medication. Okay.
All right.
Everybody was organized.
Organized. Organized chaos.
Very little chaos.
All right. Okay,
Yeah, I
Doc.
agree. I feel like everybody was very ready to do like whatever instructed, and also I think the communication back and forth was pretty clear. So even though like we were talking about the organized chaos, it was kind of abrupt, but I think we were able
Yes.
to kind of orchestrate something together. So.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. For you?
Yeah, everybody's working together and everyone have a presence of mind. Yeah.
Good.
We're a pretty good leader at DM. He was quick to recognize it, and everybody was able to act fast on what we had to do. So.
Right. Our surgeon. You're the surgeon, right? Go ahead.
Everyone pitched in, but I think there should be also someone who will.
Yeah, that's
try
opportunity.
Sorry.
Let's stick to good things.
The step by step with the proceeding, the MA.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anybody from observing? Good thing.
There was leadership.
Yep.
We had
Obviously.
a lot of help.
Yeah. I mean, you guys did a very good job. I mean, patient is alive, so that's the most important part, right? Hey, he lived. That's something to celebrate. But I mean, you had obviously you have a very good, strong leader. Kind of manage the clinical aspect and also the resource aspect as well. He was making sure that things are coming. He's like, I need the MH card. I need the medication for that. Where is that coming from? Even though it doesn't matter if he knew about the MH card or not, but he was pointing to a resource that he needed right away. So and also he wanted the defibrillator to come in. So you had someone who's very thorough in the request, and he tried to put name into order. Like he was like trying to see people name and trying to give them clear direction. So that was very good. Early recognition of what's going on to the patient before they get started with the procedure. Hey guys, it's temperature is going up, entitled CO2 is going up, so we need to stop. I'm suspecting MH, so that gives everyone kind of the stage. Hey, we have some emergency that we need to deal with. So that was pretty good, and you guys really responded to the request he was providing or asking. So that was good.
And he did a recap on, after the first course, kind of like review what was given.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah. And we've done this, what else we should do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's breathing.
All right,
breathing.
So.
What's the right voltage for that?
Yeah, we'll get to it. So opportunity. Anybody, if you guys want to go around again, opportunity to discuss. What are the opportunities we think we should have done?
Well, I think it's more on when Dr. Yim asked for the highest voltage that you can give.
Correct.
They verified. Like, are you sure? Do you want it 150? I mean, you're not, because the stakes are high. So instead of
the
stakes are high. So those people who can kind of like support and adjust that, are you sure you can? They kind of like verify it first. Are you sure you want to do this,
Yes.
or do you want and given the option for the correct voltage? I think that's a good practice.
Yes. So part of communication is if you're given an order and you can't see it on the monitor, what would you do? What should be the reaction to that? If he say yes, so if he says 360, you look at that machine and there's no 360, don't assume to go into the highest and deliver it, because that's not, he's talking about monophasic.
Yeah.
And then we have a biophasic equipment.
Yeah.
So you have to say, Doc, we have a biophasic. If you don't know if it's a biophasic, you can say, my highest is 200. What do you want me to do? Because your order was 360. And if you don't have 360, don't assume to go to the highest and then just do it. And you guys hesitated with that initially. So the first, I don't remember, but the first person was really dialing up without, thinking, oh, okay, should I stop? Should I do that? And then another person came in and, hey, should we stop at 150? And he said, no, go to the highest. What's the highest? and 200. So he doesn't need to know exactly that's a mono or bi, but you can tell him, hey, I don't have that. Whatever you order me, I don't have it. Can we just revisit the order? So that's true. So what else? What other things you think you should be doing?
I think it would. I appreciate that you had the little cheat sheet.
Yeah.
I think it would have been helpful if I had it too, so that because I mean, like we've
yes,
MH is so rare, so like
Yeah.
it's you kind of need a little bit of a refresh, right? You know,
Right.
when it happens. So
Right.
it would have been nice to go somewhere to just kind of go through.
So part of the MH card and
Red one.
that's not the one we have.
Yeah.
That's the national one, but there is an actual regional cheat sheet that you can document on it.
Yeah.
That's
And
that's what she was reading from, and but the key thing is the MH card. It comes with the dosage sheet, and also with this documenting sheet on top of the card. So as soon as it comes in, nobody is required to remember them. What you need to remember is there are two resources inside that you can use, and you don't have to think about it. You just need to read it. So again, if you have only an MH crisis, you can actually use that sheet to document of what happened, and that really guides you. Hey, this is what we have done. This is what we have done. This is what we have done. And he kind of asked, because as soon as he knew that, he started saying, okay, what have you done? What can you go over that sheet for me? So that's very good. Nobody is required to remember these things. We don't need to remember them. As long as you know how to cheat. You know? So that's my 2 cents. But you guys were able, it took a minute to kind of calculate the dosage, but remember there is also a chart to help you with. So don't hesitate to use that chart. Anybody knows where that is? It's in that binder.
Yes, we're looking at it.
There is a dosage chart that you can use.
Oh.
Did we call the MH hotline? I didn't
did,
hear.
yeah.
You did? Okay, good. I didn't. I heard 911, but I didn't hear the MH one.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, guys, you guys did really well. Was it helpful?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Hebe.
All right, guys.
The image part and the
Great job.
And running to the lab. Yeah. The most hard work. Yeah. Massage, please.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good job, Hebe. Good job.